Coach Pace, how's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Can't complain. How's the team looking so far?
Good. Obviously, we're real early. We officially, I guess you could call this official first day of practice. You know, last week we did our last bit of cut, so to speak, on Friday. We still have football kids out, so we'll get have a couple kids in our program that are still playing football. But for the most part, this week, kids worked really hard.
All right, we got 5 returning starters.
Correct. We really played 6 last year. All 6 of them are back. So one of our biggest issues last year was depth. So we got a couple kids that, got obviously a good freshman that's now with us, and then a couple kids that were with us last year that have really, really improved over the summer. So we expect them to, be in the rotation and, fight for minutes.
Had a great season last year.
Yeah.
Didn't turn out the way we all expected.
Sure.
So to build on that, what are your expectations for this season?
Yeah, I mean, last 2 years we've won 55 games, nothing to sneeze at. That's obviously really, really good, but it's state of Kentucky. You don't make it, you don't play at Rupp Arena. If you're not disappointed, then you don't have high enough aspirations. We lost in the region semifinals the last 2 years, and both years we felt like, we were arguably still the best team around with 4 teams left. Give Henry Clay credit, give Catholic credit, and obviously Douglas for beating Catholic last year. Give those guys credit. 11th region is going to be tough year in and year out. We love our team. We have one goal, and that's to we always laugh, playing the big gym in Lexington, biggest gym in the state. So that's our goal, and we're not going to shy away from that goal. I've loaded up our schedule to challenge them. I don't know if we'll winning 27.5 on average games last 2 years will be tough with some of the games we have, but I think we're talented enough and we got a good enough team to, that we're going to feel good going in any game we play that we have a chance to win.
Speaking of the schedule, you got some big tournaments coming up.
We do.
State.
Yeah.
Talk about those. What made you pick the tournaments that you're going to be in?
Yeah. So Beach Ball Classic for anybody that's around this area. Scott County went there year in and year out. Coach Hicks was a big part of it. Knew the director, founder. Actually, my understanding, they actually called Coach Hicks the day before they offered us a spot to find out what he thought. So you're here and you can put it on your schedule. You're not going to turn down that offer. So, it's one of the best tournaments around. They changed the format a little bit. Obviously GRC went there last year. So they do 8 regular teams, 8 prep teams, but we're going to be challenged. We play the local team the first night. If we're able to survive that game, then it's like Bishop O'Connell's in it, Norcross, Georgia, who's really, really good year in and year out. So it'll be a good trip for the kids. Anytime we can take them somewhere, it'll be a good bonding experience, but also be really good for our team basketball-wise.
Are you all playing in the King of the Bluegrass again this year?
We are, yeah.
It's a really good tournament, too.
It is, yeah.
You guys had a great showing last year.
We did.
So,
yeah.
You excited about that tournament?
We are. Obviously, last year one of our goals was to win every tournament we played, and we did until, we lost in the King of Bluegrass in the finals, and then obviously didn't win the region. So, I thought we did really well last year. In the King of the Bluegrass, beat GRC, their first loss in a year, and then beat Lyon County, and then Warren Central. We really, really good. We didn't play very well that night, but give them all the credit in the world. They kind of took it to us. So, but we're looking forward to it again. I mean, I think Newport's probably on paper the best team in our state right now, and they're in it. So, and there's a bunch of other teams that are, and it's the best tournament in the state of Kentucky year in and year out. And obviously the Catholic tournament. Between one of those two, those are the best 2 teams, best 2 tournaments. We have a really good tournament here with the Billy Hicks Classic because Brett Douglas is in it this year, Woodford's in it, Ballard's in it, us. So, and then Scott County's obviously in it every year, Montgomery County, who will continue to get better with Coach Mays, and I think Lafayette and Franklin County. So it's a great field as well.
Yeah.
No. Hey, you're not the first.
Vince Dawson, Jeremiah Godfrey.
Yep.
Janias.
Yep.
Who else can we look forward to coming out of Great Crossing? I mean, you got some nice, good freshmen stepping up or
Absolutely.
underclassmen as well?
And then the four you mentioned obviously were starters last year. And Gage Richardson was our fifth starter last year. And then Christian Martin, another 25 kid, 2025, was our first man off the bench. So those were the six that we played. And then T2 Cooper had a really good summer. He's going to challenge some kids for some minutes. Brady Orem, eighth grader, is really, really good. He'll be on our varsity roster. We'll see. I don't know where he's going to fall in the mix yet, but he's one for the future and maybe one for this year a little bit. Obviously, LJ Holman, freshman's really, really good. Has a chance to make a big impact for us this year. And I know I'm missing some. Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren's a senior. He was with us, and then after an early season scrimmage, actually transferred over to Scott County. Ended up never playing over there. So after spring break last year, he decided to come back and graduate with his buddies. So with the kids that he went to Georgetown Middle School with. So it worked out well for us because he'll definitely be in our rotation as well.
What can we expect from Great Crossing?
I think the mindset this week's been completely different from the kids, and I think just the mindset since they lost to Lexington Catholic, the realization that, we were young, we're not young anymore. And you can't just continue to say, I'm young. So I think they've got one goal in mind, and that's to, go to Rep Arena. A lot of great teams. Douglas returns a big part of their core, and they won it last year. So you got to say they're the favorites. Catholic returns about everybody. Madison Central Southern will be good. Bryan Station will be good. I mean, it's 11th region. There's a lot of good teams. But, again, any night we step on the court, we're going to feel good about our chances, no matter who it is. And that's not disparage anybody else because we know what we have to do to, if we don't play our best, we're not going to be able to win the 11th region. But we feel like if we play our best, effort was one of those things got us a little bit last year. But I think it was our depth. Practices weren't as challenging towards the end of the year because our depth. And now we can put 10 or 11 kids out in practice and challenge each other. So I think that's going to make a big difference. But we expect to go to Rep Arena. I mean, we're not going to shy away from that.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you.
Absolutely.